welcome back to my little film and TV channel, and we're going over to what was originally on Britbox. I don't subscribe to Britbox, so yeah, a bit more on that later. So we'll have a look at this now. It's showing on ITV. Yes, it's on the ITV hub as well, and it's showing weekly at the moment. We've got 3 episodes of it by about 88 minutes approximately. It's on ITV, so you get your breaks. It's over 2 hours, but obviously take all the breaks off. And it's Murder in Provence we're going to have a look at today. Showing Sunday nights on ITV. I think the last one shows on the 31st of July. I'm recording this on the 26th of July after watching the 2nd episode. So, yeah, a bit more on the 3rd episode later as well. Yeah, 3 by 88 minutes. Internet Movie Database, Joe Public, quite like it. There's not a lot of critique out there from critics from various newspapers, etc. But the public seem to like it. It's getting this average of 7.3 out of 10, which isn't too shabby. That's based on 2,116 reviews. And that's at the 26th of July, 9 AM in the morning. And of that, if you take out the silly 10 out of 10s, take out the silly 1 out of 10s, because it's neither that bad or that good, you get 1,311 people scoring it between 6 and 9, and just 201 people scoring it between 2 and 5. So 87% positivity, so it does bode well. And what's it about? Well, there are books. I think it's based on the books. There are books called Murder in Something. I think it's based on those. As I say, I've not looked too deeply into it because, yeah, I'll be honest with you, it didn't overly impress me. So I'll tell you that now. But it's set amongst the sun-drenched hills of southern France, so it's lovely to look at. It's great to look at. We've had a bit of warm weather here in the UK, but I've got my hoodie back on today, so it's gone a bit cooler. Doesn't last long, certainly not up here in Manchester. And it's about Chief Magistrate Antoine Villac. Is it Villac? My pronunciations are incorrect, guys. Forgive me. His spontaneous partner and lover. Yeah, well, it's France. They have to be all deep and weird about it. Yeah, his bird, his girlfriend, Marine Bonnet, who's probably the highlight of the series for me, in all fairness. They investigate the dark underbelly, because that's what he's a judge, and that's what judges do in France, apparently. So at least you can learn a little bit about French law work if you don't know too much about it, which I don't. My most recent experience was the Madame Blanc mysteries, but again, we'll touch on that later. Yeah, so it's Marine Bonnet and a fella, Antoine Villac, investigate the dark underbelly of the beautiful town of, I think it's spelled A-I-X, I think it's called Hex. I think that's the French pronunciation. I did go on YouTube, Hex, something like that. So again, my apologies, I've got that wrong. And we mentioned, obviously, a couple of the characters, and they're played by Nancy Carroll, beautiful, Roger Allam, Keela Settle, beautiful, Patricia Hodge, beautiful, Jeff Francis, yeah, okay. So, yeah, they're some of the stars in this. Obviously, the main 2 protagonists are Roger Allam, better known for stuff like Endeavour, which I do enjoy. I love Endeavour. Obviously, Inspector Morse is a classic, isn't it? This comes nowhere near Inspector Morse. It doesn't come anywhere near Endeavour, unfortunately. But yeah, Roger Allam, well known for his Endeavour exploits. And Nancy Carroll, who I've not seen enough of in the past, but I'd like to see a lot more, that's for sure, because possibly in this series is the only thing that kept me interested watching it, and not particularly for the storyline she was in, just the fact it's Nancy Carroll, which, you know, is a sort of not a nice thing to say as far as content and quality of the production is concerned. So that brings me on to my thoughts. As I said, I was hoping Dom Robinson had done this on DVD Fever, but he's not even touched this one, so it's on to my little thoughts. Again, you can gauge. I'm not as enthused as some of the other people. I say it is well liked on Internet Movie Database. I'm not convinced. I've only watched 2 of the 3 episodes, and I'll be absolutely sincere with you. I'm not even that bothered. I'm not that arsed about watching the third episode. I'll probably have it on in the background one afternoon while I'm doing something else, because that's the sort of way it's affecting me, this series. It's very disappointing for a procedural crime drama when you compare it to some of the classics out there. So I can't compare it to the Britbox stuff because I don't watch it, but if you compare it to things like Midsummer Murders, the classics like Frost, Vera, you know, and Allam's other series I've already mentioned there, Endeavour, it's just not a patch. It's just nowhere near. It's just a very, very, very poor relation. I think the main problem And what it all boils down to, despite liking Nancy Carroll a lot, and I do like Alan a lot as well, there's a lack of character in the characters. There's just nothing to hang your hat on that's of interest in the two main protagonists in this. They make a handsome couple, don't get me wrong, but there's just no fizz, no sparkle, just no, even more important, quirkiness. You know, the quirkiness of Frost, the quirkiness of Vera. There's nothing in it. There's nothing in it to sort of make you that interested in watching it. It's just a basic. Both episodes I've watched, I've sussed out the killer quite quickly, just on the basis of the routine of these sort of police crime dramas. You know, just knowing what usually, what the formula is, if you like. So yeah, it's just a bit disappointing. And as I said, it lacks anything from spark to quirkiness that some of those other series I've just mentioned have. And add to this as well. I mean, this is Britbox. I assume it goes for a lot of the British stuff, which we know the British dramas can have some dodgy acting in. We can have some bang average acting, especially episode 2 of this. I mean, no criticism of the two main, Carol and Alan, in this. They're beyond criticism. The fact that their characters are boring is nothing to do with the fact that they can act. I'm talking about the other actors that star, the other supporting roles. I mean, in this, certainly episode 2, episode 1 to a lesser extent, it's just rubbish. The acting is terrible. It's just poor acting. It goes from, there is some average, but I mean, basically, it just goes down to poor actors. I mean, a couple of the main guys in episode 2, I won't name names because I don't want to upset them, but it was awful. It was absolutely awful acting. I don't know where they get these people from. They get paid for it as well, which is a bit embarrassing. I couldn't do any better, I'll admit. I couldn't do any better as an actor, but I'm not getting paid to do it, am I? So that is very disappointing. And as I said, it is a problem throughout British drama, but more so in this, I think. There are afternoon police things of a similar. Think of Shakespeare and Hathaway. That had quirkiness. It was just an afternoon watch, and that's all it is. Even that thing's set in the Caribbean or wherever it is, I can't remember the name of it now. Where it's more an afternoon thing than an evening thing, but at least it has quirkiness, and this doesn't have anything like that. It has a nice setting, don't get me wrong. And if you want a nice setting, something I watched recently, Channel 5's Madame Blanc Mysteries was more entertaining than this. And again, it was pretty poor acting wise, etc. But at least it had quirky characters, and this just doesn't have it. Just doesn't have anything. I don't sub to Britbox. I'm not going to go out and sub to it based on what I've seen on this. Perhaps I'm being unfair, and there's a lot better stuff on there. And a lot of people seem to like it. As I said, it's getting good scores, but for me, nothing to make it any better than what's already out. I go and rewatch a Frost or a Vera than have to suffer watching an hour and a half of this again. As I said, episode 3. I might have on in the background while I'm doing some paperwork or something like that. But some people like it. Best watched in an afternoon with a cup of coffee and a biscuit, probably whilst having a doze, as far as I'm concerned. That's probably the best way to watch it. Get through it, put it to one side and forget all about it. I have no details of it coming out on DVD at any stage in the future, and I've no details on whether there'll be a series 2. But hey, it's popular. It seems to be popular, so it's just me, guys. It might be just me. Let me know what you think, guys. Anyway, let me know what your impressions are. I was I was hopeful for this. I was just very, very disappointed, as I said. But I will try and watch more Britbox stuff just to see if this is the sort of level they're aiming at, which is not very high. That's for sure. Thanks for watching, guys. Please let me know your views. As I say, it's all opinions, isn't it? It just didn't work for me, apart from lovely old Nancy Carroll. I'll watch the 3rd episode because she's in it, and that's about it. That's the only reason I'm going to do it. And as I say, no offence to Alan, it's just his role. He works in Endeavour because of who he's with. It doesn't work in this because he just doesn't have the character to pull off something like this as the main protagonist, as the main part in it. Thanks for watching, guys. Please, until we meet again, stay safe. Bye for now.